I'm sorry, are we living in a feudal system? Are we back in England centuries and centuries ago, where land was owned by the wealthy, by the church? Because at the moment, all these social media posts I'm reading are painting landlords like some kind of villain. We are not villains. We are ordinary Australians like you, who simply wanted to find a way to get ahead financially, to support our families. I just want to illustrate this fact that while the government and certain demographics have really come down on landlords as evil villains who are responsible for price hikes in terms of property prices and making it difficult for first home owners, a lot of us resorted to investing in property so that we actually could give our children a leg up. We weren't doing it for any other means other than recognising this is a strong asset class and one that we hope can work for our children rather than against them. I recall when I saw house prices going up a few decades ago, there were two factors at play, and it wasn't investors. One was the amount of foreign investment in the country that was pushing property prices up. Two was the emergence of double income and often no kid purchases of property. So a lot of people who were buying their first home to live in were pushing the prices up to secure their preferred property. So you might recall in my parents' day, the mortgage repayments really were covered by half one person's income. But as soon as women were out in the workforce even more and there was more money to play with, the second income started to be used and put into play to purchase property. And this wasn't for investing, this was just to live in. And I recall seeing that and saying, this is crazy, because we would love to have the benefit of a second income for quality of life. But instead, it was used towards an even bigger mortgage. And I recall very clearly, 80s and 90s, it being pushed up in price. And then, of course, in Sydney, we had the Olympics. With COVID, we saw a rise in prices in other capital cities as well. So let's not target landlords and call them villains, because this all started with just people trying to buy their own home, pushing beyond their limits so that they could have their ideal home.